We got a bunch of horses now, Kev.
All right. So reading through the player's notes, which is public, if you guys bring up your notes tab on the right side of the table, and if you can't find it, you can go to library and go to player, and it should appear. So I try to add to that. But basically, you guys went and helped Dalen secure his homestead. Found out a couple interesting things, and his tattoo seems to have changed, and some other abilities have been bestowed upon him. You know, increased armor class that he can toggle for a certain amount of time, and summon a steed. And then he's got two other tasks that he's trying to figure out. And he's left a person on the estate to try to find the old servants and bring them back. On the way back, you guys finally went out to the farmstead, and while you were investigating the farmstead, they took you out to the field where they had brought down a zombie and burned it in a burning pit. And while you guys were about ready to head out, two zombies were attacking the horse. So you were able to find definitive proof that there was some kind of zombie presence out in the farmlands, and so you're heading back to go inform the City Watch and get yourself a sizable increase. Instead of just 100 gold, it was 500 gold, since you guys actually found something that they'd have to deal with. On the way back to town, you guys were ambushed by a mixed group of bandits and cultists. You were able to take care of them. On one of the cultists, you found a rather crude map showing that they came from some area in the northeast. And then you guys had decided that you would head back to town to inform the City Watch. You guys each should have a horse, a riding horse. So if you don't have one in your inventory, you can go ahead and open up the party sheet.
We have 7 riding horses.
And there
One's
are
grabbed.
7 riding horses there. So if you don't have one in your inventory, you can go ahead and grab one.
They're on the back.
That's awesome.
Were you really gone, Kev?
Yeah, it sounded going to be okay a second.
That's awesome. I didn't hear that. Okay. All right. So I was just rehashing where everybody was at. You guys helped out Dalen and unlocked some powers from his tattoo as he continues to further delve into his inheritance with his deceased grandfather and the family tattoo. You guys checked out the farmland after that and did come across a zombie presence and took out those zombies and decided to head back. You couldn't trace where they came from, so you decided to head back to the city of Daggerford to talk to the City Watch. And on the way back, you guys were actually ambushed by a number of bandits and cultists working together. You dispatched them and found a crude map on one, kind of showing that you guys would be located to the southeast of wherever they were. And so you assumed that they came from some area in the northeast. You were able to find some potions amongst them. You found a scroll and a number of riding horses. So you can each have a riding horse in your inventory. There's a draft horse if the dwarf would rather have a draft horse, but That wouldn't.
Oh, I figured the draft horse was pulling our wagon.
Yeah, it wouldn't be any less. It'd probably be worse than the riding horse. Yeah, so you have a wagon, you've got a 2-person tent, a regular tent, and then the draft horse pulling the wagon. So that's where we are, and you guys are headed back to Daggerford. So we'll pick up there, and we'll say that you get into the city, and you can pull up outside. Well, let's just say you get to the city. What do you guys want to do first? It's kind of midday.
Oh, thought we wanted to go to see the constable and report in.
Okay. All right. So you go talk to him, and
Is there a map we should pull up?
I do. Let's see. Let me mask it and unmask certain pieces for you.
Ooh, slow fall at level 4.
So I don't have a map on my screen, and when I click on maps, it just gives me this long list of stuff, so I should actually click on it.
Right. I'm trying to prep a map real fast.
Okay.
All right. So this is the City Watch HQ. I've uncovered the areas that you guys have seen before previously. You should be unlocked, and if you don't care to speak with the, if you don't care to have an interaction with guard 3 there, he's more than willing to bring you back to the captain's quarters.
I'm assuming that's the veteran over there.
Yep.
Didn't say captain, so, you know.
Yep. So this building, it looks like it can serve both as a miniature fort as well as a miniature prison. So it's really designed to keep not high-level prisoners in, but you know your typical minor thieves and drunkards, and you know the occasional tavern brawler and whatnot. You get a sense that this is really kind of more of a holding area for a catch and release of most people, and the real true criminals don't stay here very long.
All right, well, we drag in our... we brought a zombie back with us, didn't we?
Yeah, you brought like a head or something. And you brought some physical evidence. So the captain, asked you to come in, sees what he won't ask you what you found, and when you show him the zombie, he looks rather concerned, much more concerned. He really wasn't expecting it, and so he was really anticipating that you guys were going to come back and say it was just a frivolous, musing or some kind of bear or some animal, basically.
And we have a signed note from the farmer too, and his son.
Which he takes, and he kind of chuckles because he can see that there's the X, and then he sees the other block writing, and he does ask you who signed this. Is this the father? Or is this the son?
Well, they both signed it. The father signed the X, and the son signed his name.
Okay. So he's impressed. He's like, "Oh, that's good. Good that there's some intelligent people out there." He says, "All right. Well, is this all we have? Is just this zombie body?"
So there were two of them. We brought back one just to show you, got burned the other one, and then we wanted you to have a statement. So that's why we had the farmer's statement, just so he corroborate our story. And then we can tell him about the fact that we got ambushed on the way back.
Ambushed, you say? By who? Just bandits?
Oh, it's these. We think they're cultists. They had these. Didn't they have tattoos on them, Jim?
They had a what looked like a blackened, gnarled hand symbol.
Yeah, so we can describe that. Hey, they had this gnarled hand symbol. There was, I don't remember how many, 8, 10, 12 of them. We ended up having to dispatch them and finished making our way here, and we can tell them exactly where we had that. It was at that kind of like a little camping area that seems like it's just set for people to camp there.
And he gives you an eye, and looks at the 5 of you. He's like, wondering, was there only 4 of you before? Or was one of you not around when I was speaking with you? Kind of counts.
Oh, did he not have Tertius around before, or was Bogner off doing something?
I don't recall. And waves it off. Says doesn't matter. Well, I believe you. I don't see any. You're not showing me any evidence of that. But I don't know why you'd lie about something like that, especially after you took out the one bandit group that was here already. So all right.
Well, we've done what you asked. So I mean, unless you have something else for us, we can take our pay and move along our merry way.
Yeah, I don't have anything for you unless you know more about the zombie effect. Not that I would pay you for it, but I'd like to have information on it. And he nods to his second in command, who's got a holy symbol of Torm, and he goes over and he opens up a chest kind of behind him and pulls out a bag. Sets it down, and the captain counts out the money and says, "All right, I think we agreed to 500 coin if you found something. I think you found something." So he
Oh, I guess.
sets it out in front of the table, kind
Yeah,
of
we
in
go ahead
between
and
Dalen and
gather
Nadia.
the coin in, and
Okay, I've added that to the party sheet.
yep. And if he doesn't have anything else for us, then I guess we're going to go ahead and meander away and maybe do some other follow up on this cult group that tried to, take us down.
Okay. I just pushed out the quest experience for that. He says, "Okay, well, thanks. I don't have anything for you at the time, but if I do, is there an inn or a tavern I can find you, or?"
We'll probably stay at the same place you found us for a day, and then we'll be on our way.
All right, fair enough.
I don't remember the name of that tavern.
Mastom's Tavern.
I was thinking it was the Grumpy Goat.
All right, so guess we're going to make our way over there, and I guess we can discuss our next, move. Are we going to go ahead? You have that crude map that you had, I think you had pushed that to us once.
Oh, let's see. I don't know if I ever had a crude map that showed, I don't think I had anything. I think I just brought up the one map, and it showed you northeast of kind of where you were.
All right, so we go back. So do we want to keep all these horses? And it looks like I dragged a horse to Nadia and to Tertius. You guys want to drag a horse to each of your characters? You grab the shield by the horse and you pull it over into your inventory.
I have one I can summon, so I was thinking I wouldn't drag one of them.
Well, we had 7 plus a draft horse, so
Evander will drag one over to his inventory.
Okay. Might as well drag one over. I mean, if you summon it and you have to unsummon it, if you've got anything on that summons, it's going to disappear.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I don't have the infinite quiver that some games have.
Right. Okay. Did you want to sell the remaining riding horses and keep the draft horse in the wagon, or?
Well, I was going to say we can either sell them or we can, on our next trip back to Dalen's place, we can have them there for, whatever we may need in the future. It's not like we need the cash right now, so I would just assume keep them. That's my opinion, though.
I'm fine with that.
So
Okay.
we'll have a couple of extra riding horses and a wagon and a draft horse. We've got what, 2-person tent and a regular tent.
Do we need to try and get that scroll identified or anything like that?
Yeah, the elegant scroll. I can't remember what was the story behind that one, Jimmy.
You found it on one of the 2 spellcasting cultists.
But we didn't know what it was, right?
That's correct.
So yeah, we hadn't identified that, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm not sure you have anybody here that can currently read it.
Okay. Is there anybody in town that we could take it to before we head out and see if they can identify it for us?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Bogner knows a wizard that ID stuff for 100 coin, 100 gold.
All right. Well, let's And obviously we're going to stay overnight, but then let's have that ID before we go do that, and then we can make our way back to the inn and discuss our whether or not we're going to go try to find this place on that rough map.
Okay. So if you don't
We'll let Bogner barter again like he did the last time.
all right, you want to roll me a persuasion roll there, Kevin? See if your repeat business gives you anything. You guys are still a little too new in the area, so no discount. But for 100 gold, he says sure, and he identifies it. He says it's a scroll of rope trick, and so basically, when you touch a piece of rope, the other end will rise up in the air. You know, like those mythical rope dancers in India. But he says there's more to it. There's an invisible entrance that opens up to an extra dimensional space, and that lasts until the spell ends. And so you can reach that extra dimensional space by climbing to the top of the rope. The space can hold as many as 8 medium or smaller creatures, and the rope can be pulled up into the space, making it disappear from view from the outside. Attacks and spells can't cross through the entrance into or out of the extra dimensional space, but those inside can see out as if through a 3-foot by 5-foot window, centered on where the rope was. Anything inside the extra dimensional space will drop out when the spell ends.
That's funny.
Right. But that could be helpful. Says the duration for the spell is 1 hour.
Okay.
So Eldritch Knight, Wizard, and Arcane Tricksters can read it.
Of which we have none.
Yep.
We can hang on to it for now, and if we don't need it, we'll sell it later, I guess, unless you guys just want to sell it.
Not at this point.
All right, we'll just hang on to it then, Jimmy.
All right, we'll leave it there in the inventory. So at this point, I'll assume that you guys easily replenish any rations, supplies, that kind of stuff. That's all pretty easy to do. Was there anything else specifically that you guys wanted to try to do? Since you already found some healing potions, I don't know if you wanted to go get any more.
I don't know what a healing potions cost.
Typically they start about 50 gold a piece. That you guys do know. They can run a little more expensive in some of the more provincial areas, but Daggerford's kind of on a main thoroughfare, so that's not too much of an issue. Greater healing potions, though, are more rare, so they're going to run you about 250 gold a piece.
Well, I don't see that I have any in my inventory yet. I'm wondering if we should pick up enough so each of us have at least one in our inventory.
Wagner's already got one.
Yeah, so looks like Bogner has one, looks like Dalen has one. There's 2 in the party sheet, and then there's a greater healing potion in the party sheet. So it looks like you guys could probably already have one for everyone.
All right, so who should take the greater healing?
which of us has higher health?
Well, you probably have the highest health. My health is, I have 24 hit points.
Yeah, mine says 31 if I'm reading this right.
Well, why don't we go ahead and switch out? Let's let Kevin take the greater healing. Give Evander the healing potion that Kevin already has, and then I'll give one of these to Tertius and one to Nadia. All right, so Nadia and Tertius now have a potion of healing.
Okay. Then Evander will take the last one.
If I want that in the pouch, do I just drag it? Oh, I put pouch in the location. Got it.
Yep. And then you'll want to, after you do that, you'll click somewhere else in the equipment tree. You don't have to hit enter, and then it'll auto sort. Yeah. Anytime you hit enter, it'll create a blank item in your inventory.
Yes, I did that.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else that you guys would like to do, if you don't need any new arrows or equipment.
Is there anybody that can sell like thieves' tools? Or because we're back in Daggerford and I didn't find them then, I won't find them now.
Let's see. Actually, there is a set. You guys ask around and you are able to find one merchant that has a set.
Okay, well, I'd like to purchase a set of thieves' tools. What's the cost on that?
He says those are 30 gold.
Do I get a chance to barter, haggle?
Sure. Roll me a persuade.
All right, where's my persuasion? That's skills, right?
Okay. He says, all right, well, I mean, you almost beat him 2-1, so he says, mine goes low as 20, but no lower.
Sure, well, we'll do that. I'll take a set of that. You can take the 20 out of my personal GP instead of the party.
You can do that. I trust you to adjust your own gold. So thieves' tools are in the parcel item.
And while I'm talking to him, I'm going to ask him, do you have anybody that can help in my training on these? I know I'm not going to have time right now to do that, but, eventually I may need some pointers.
The merchant goes, not me. I don't know anything about it.
All right.
Once you leave, though, Evander says, I might be able to show you a couple things that I've picked up along the way.
Okay, well, I guess Evander and I will start kind of training myself to be able to use thieves' tools.
Okay. It'll take a significant amount of time, but go ahead and make a note in your player sheet that you started that. And then I'll look into how many days. I think it's like 100 or more days. It's pretty long.
All right, I did that. All right, anybody else need to buy anything? Kevin, you want to look for that that gun that you found the one time?
No,
The antimatter gun.
Yeah, the antimatter, antimaterial, probably. All right. Well, if you guys are kind of done in town and you think you got what you need, then yeah, let's
start
have you
on
head
our
out.
route out to find those damn cultist bandits that are kind of tracking us.
Okay. So you guys head back out. Takes you about a day and a half to get back to the you know, the campsite and the fork of the road where you were ambushed and where you had stayed.
Do you want to pull up that map so
before.
I can see it?
Sure. Let's see here. This is what that looks like without the horses. I mean, but this is where you guys were when you were ambushed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it looks like that old map, although it's shifted down from where we were actually focused on.
Yes, if you zoom out, you'll see. So what you had is you had 4 people that were in amongst the camp, and they welcomed you in and helped you, you know, set horses. And then you had a number of bandits coming from this ridge up here down the slope. And you had some casters, cultists coming from up here that was supporting them. It was a little touch and go in some spots, but ultimately you guys were successful in bringing them down.
The main thing to know, Kevin, is we didn't get you killed.
Awesome.
I was even nice. I did not have you run headlong into 3 or 4 archers because I figured they might focus on you if you did that. I mean, you might have done it, but I figured I wasn't going to do that.
He did yell out Leroy Jenkins before deciding not to do that, though. All right. So did we actually ever go up and look at this, like,
the number 6?
Looks like number 6? Yeah, the tower area.
You did. You kind of glanced about. It just looks like you know, one of those minor scouting towers. It's in disrepair. It's been in disrepair for a long time. You know, there's no roof on it. You can see that it's got a wall that kind of fell down from up above and embedded itself in the ground. So it's not really a true wall along the ground, but you know, it's definitely there. You couldn't find anything
Okay.
hidden other than just, you know, a small campfire that was used for, I guess, the part of the ambushers that were kind of hiding out in the tower to stay out of sight.
Okay. So based on the crude map that we found on them, are we able to determine from here where, you know, the general direction we want to go to see if we can kind of track these guys down?
Yep. So with the aid of the map, you guys have a general idea. If somebody would like to roll me an investigation check here, just to kind of double check that the map seems to correspond to what you see. That's a good roll. Okay, so indeed it does look like the horses came from the northeast.
All right, so we've gotten here. I guess our discussion is, are we going to go ahead and try to track these guys down? It seems almost like when we came through, they were waiting for us in particular.
Yep, you definitely get that. So as you guys head out, I'll need to have you guys do a series of survival checks as you continue to track. So who's your...
Well, I was asking first of all, are we indeed going to track these guys down. I don't want to make a decision for the whole party.
Sure.
That's fine.
Well, I guess I'm the tracker.
With that roll, you are.
All right. Dalen's like, well, I think they're over this way.
All right, so I'm going to be doing survival checks.
Yeah, a survival roll. Just give me one for now. Okay, and you go, wait, Dalen, this way. And he kind of comes back and goes, oh, yeah, you're right. What was I following?
I'm wondering if we should average the two. Or
since Nadia just made it, no. Take her roll. All right. So you travel another day or so. Give me another survival check. All right. Sounds like Dalen agrees with you. He's like, yep, this is the way to go. I see it now. All right. And one more check.
Dalen's getting better.
It's getting much stronger. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
I was hungover the first day.
All right. So evidently the update may have erased my masks on my map. So give me a quick second to remask everything.
And we've had no encounters this whole 3-day trip. We're just kind of traveling at a steady pace.
Yeah, surprisingly, no encounters. I mean, you thought for sure that you'd come across something, but evidently it was just maybe the ambushers that you came across wore everybody out. So as you come across after the third day or so, you start getting into kind of the lowlands of some mountainy hills, and you come across a cemetery. And let's see, what's everybody's passive perception?
Do I just do a perception roll?
You can, but a passive perception is just your wisdom score. No, I think it's your int score plus 10. It's on your main page. It's the PERC
Gotcha.
number by senses.
My perception is says 15.
13.
All right.
Courteous is also 15.
Okay. So those of you with 15s would notice that there seems to be some kind of patrol that is walking around the outer edge of this, and it seems to be kind of working in a counterclockwise motion. And what I'll say is as you approach, they disappeared, and as you come from where you are here in the bottom right of this map, you're expecting them to show up here in the from this edge as they walk around the edge.
Okay.
Go ahead, and if those of you who had 15s, give me an active perception roll to see if you kind of get a good look of those that are patrolling. Okay. Tertius, well, Nadia, you didn't really get a good look because you kind of just caught them before they turned the corner. Tertius says, I think one of them was shambling just like those zombies we fought.
All right. Can we move a little bit back into the? It looks like there's some trees down here. Can we move, into the foliage and maybe be able to watch them come by?
Sure, I'll allow you guys to be, I'd say anywhere from the open gate area here, anywhere over in like the first 3 squares or so. So if you guys want to move yourselves, go right ahead.
I moved Bogner. I moved Evander.
That's fine.
Go ahead and move me too.
Would you fall asleep?
No, I'm multitasking, trying to migrate email from Outlook to Thunderbird.
Alrighty.
So before we continue on, what's the impetus to go to Thunderbird?
Get rid of as much Microsoft as I can in anticipation of coming moving to Linux at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, my assumption was it's not Outlook.
I just wasn't sure if it was a security thing or if there was something other that was driving that, so I was curious.
No, it's more just the fact that eventually everything Microsoft is going to go to a subscription, and I'm not going to participate in that.
Agreed. Okay. I don't use Outlook myself. I'm just using Gmail.
Yeah, I'm using Thunderbird also. I have it linked into my Gmail just so I don't have to pull up the web browser.
Gotcha. All right, so here we are, Jim. We're over in the foliage, kind of just hanging out.
Okay.
Trying to be, unobtrusive while we are going to go ahead and try to view what's going on.
Okay, well, sure enough, after a minute or so, you guys see some movement from that corner. And you can definitely see now that, yeah, that lead is a zombie.
So we can tell it's the same group as before?
No, you can't see any symbols or anything. They're still a little too far out for you guys to see that, but definitely undead.
All right.
And you can see them kind of walking the corner.
And are we from here? Are we able to see in? It looks like there was some breaks in the walls here. Are we able to see any more inside at all?
You can kind of see that far, and
Okay.
you can kind of see that. I mean,
Okay, that's fine. I just wasn't sure if we were able, I didn't want to. If there was some things in there that we could see, I wasn't sure we wanted to start attacking.
Are there any entertaining tombstones that we can read from where we are?
no. Yeah, nothing like, I can't think of any of them at the moment.
All right, so we only see these two, huh?
Yep, you only see these two at the moment.
All right.
They're making their patrol.
So, once they get into range, I look back and ask, kind of quietly, do we want to, do we want to attack these guys, or do we want them to get by us, or and then try to go from behind? What do we want to do?
In general, zombies aren't the kind that are going to go warn other creatures if they see us. So, but they're not going to turn and run for help. So it might make sense to attack them.
Okay, so once they're in range, we're ready to attack.
Okay, they're moving again. What's the range right now? You guys are at about 80 feet.
So 80 feet's like where I can start hitting them with my short bow. I would say probably let them get with another 30 feet or so, and that's when we'll go ahead and hit them. But we're looking to see if there's some additional ones, coming up on the back end of that. Is it just two, or do we see any more now?
Okay, so far you just see these two.
Okay, well, when they get about 50 is when I think we're going to unleash.
Okay, I need everybody to roll initiative. All right, so here we are. You're gonna hold. They are 65 feet away.
Well, we're going to hold for the 50-foot range. I know they'll move a little closer, but maybe, might be 40 feet. We're going to hold a little bit longer.
Okay. I'm just curious, can you guys see my rolls in the chat window?
I can see that you're rolling dice, but they're shadow dice.
Okay. All right, so you're going to hold your action till they get to within 50 feet of you.
Yeah, I've got the bow knocked, and I'm sure that Tertius has his produce flame ready.
Okay. Dalen, are you doing something similar?
Yeah, I'll ready a javelin.
Okay. Pretty much as you guys, get yourself squared away to ambush them, the skeleton, the other creature looks like a skeleton. It's close enough now. You can tell you have one skeleton and one zombie, and the skeleton seems to actually notice somebody in your party because he immediately starts running forward.
Okay. So okay,
So he's going to get to there, and that is 35 to you and 45 to Dalen. So that would pretty much trigger your held actions. So if you guys wish to target,
sure.
Nadia, we'll start with you. You can target the skeleton and do what you want to do if you wish to target. Or save for the zombie.
How do I target again?
So you want to left click on yourself and then control left click on your target.
That's what it was. I always forget to left click myself. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and, he's running. He obviously has seen us. So I'm going to go ahead and unleash with an arrow.
You hit. All right.
Now with the held action, can I move still or no?
No.
Okay.
It's just a held action, not a held turn.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. All right, Dalen.
Speaking of which, although I wouldn't be able to do it for that same reason with the attack, the armor class +1 tattoo ability I have, is that a bonus action? How does that, or is that a full action? How does that work? Because I remembered it now.
I would just.
I'd say a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah, I would click it up now.
Yeah, but if I don't have a bonus action, I could just do the attack now and then do the bonus action before they get here the next time.
Right.
Okay. Well, how far are you from it? Does the javelin have a normal range there?
It's 30/120, so I think it's will it automatically do the reduction for the distance?
It will
Yeah,
not. It will not. So you'd have to click the disadvantage in the lower left of your
All right.
by your die.
I'll still throw it.
All right. So click disadvantage, and then go ahead and give me an attack roll. And it still hits.
You're not bright though.
No, I felt aggressive.
All right. So between the bow, takes off a leg, the javelin comes through and severs the chest and kind of shatters the bones to a little pile. And while it was just about ready to start running, it collapses into a heap. Evander is going to hold his action.
Tertius still had his held action.
Wagner.
The other one's way the hell over there.
Yeah, the zombie's way the hell away from you.
It's 65 feet away from you.
I would hold your action because it'll probably come towards us. And if it doesn't,
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my.
you won't catch up to it.
It's either that or you can do that charge where you go ahead and move and then move again.
You still won't make it there.
All right, so the zombie now sees the skeleton, sees you guys attacking. It notices you, makes its first move there. And it charges all the way into there. So if anybody's held actions are triggered.
So Tertius can do his, right? And so
Yeah,
can Evander.
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Well, and Wagner was holding his as well. So I guess Evander would be the first one that has a held action, right?
Yes, he would kind of trigger first. So he fires his hand bow and he hits and does some damage to it. All right, Tertius.
All right, Tertius is going to go ahead and do a produce flame on it. Oh, I forgot to.
That's okay. I drag it over there. Perfect.
He hit.
Yep. Go ahead and roll damage.
Right. One.
Must be a really wet zombie, wet corpse.
Wet zombie.
He's still rotting.
Yeah, not much to burn there with all that bloated, soggy flesh. All right.
Wagner's turn.
Alright, so I've got a speed of 25, so that means I can close the distance and still attack.
Absolutely. Well, you held action, so no movement. So you'd have to wait for your next turn.
You could move forward as you get another turn before the zombie does.
That is true.
Oh wait, but there's no movement, so
Well,
unless that's your action. Or is that how that works?
Yeah, so technically we're here in the combat tracker. We're on the zombie's turn. So there's no movement available to you, which is why it's just a held action. So if your held action was to, throw something, cast something, do something, you could do it, but you can't move.
All right, well then I'm not gonna worry about doing anything.
Okay, so you're just gonna wait.
Yeah.
Okay, Nadia. The zombie is basically dashed towards you, so that's all it can do.
I'm going to go ahead and fire at it. Ooh. Oh, I still hit.
Still hit.
Still hit.
Yeah. It's not armored.
All right, and then I'm going to actually move my ass back a little bit. Right to that corner.
All right, there you go.
Am I able to see anything? As I run, I'm going to look back there. I want to see if there's anything that I'm going to need to worry about coming up behind us.
No, you don't really see anything.
Okay, thank you. Dalen.
All right, so I'm 30, so I don't need disadvantages on this roll. I'm going to throw another javelin at him.
Sounds good. You hit. That's some good damage.
And then as the bonus action, I'm going to get my armor class up. So, see if I remember right, I drag the person from the thing over to myself, or how did that work
Yes,
again?
that's correct. So you'd drag the effect marker over to you, either to your icon on the map or to yourself in the combat tracker. Perfect.
Okay.
And then click on the little button next to your AC +1 so we know that you've used it. There you go. All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right. Evander, he'll shoot another crossbow. And he hits. And he does a point of damage. So let's see if this zombie actually goes down. 4, so 9. It does not. Tertius.
By the way, Kev, what we've determined is that so when we were fighting the zombies before, if they've made a particular save or whatever, even though you had a killing blow, it doesn't kill them. Whether they've regened or whether it's just that you actually have to maybe sever something or whatever on your roll, they may not die. All right, I'll produce flame again.
Okay. All right, good. Good hit. Roll damage. All right, 6. Okay. It burns and flickers a little bit, but it's still on its feet.
And Tertius is going to go ahead and take Nadia's cue and kind of move back where she is.
Ever since taking some goblin bolts to the chest, he no longer wishes to be in front of everybody. That's probably pretty smart. All right, Bogner, now you can move.
And I'll take a swing with my
All right.
Warhammer.
Brings the warhammer. I'm curious, how you gonna hit this guy? Are you
Hopefully kind of like coming over the top, hitting what might have been the head.
all right? Kind of.
Lumberjack style is how he's doing it.
I thought he'd go for the kneecaps.
Well, you definitely hit.
No, that was me, an arrow to the knee.
All right, so 9 points. Oh, okay. And you bring your hammer down on top of its head, and you basically, by doing so, plant its skull somewhere in its navel, right through the shoulders, and just kind of, and slowly falls back.
So now I want to cut its belly open and see just the face looking out.
It's a different way to shove his head in his ass.
Wagner almost did it, yeah. Came pretty close.
All right. So can we is there anything on the skeleton's kind of fallen into pieces, but is there anything that we can, see on the zombie or the skeleton for that matter?
Anybody who wants can give me a perception check. So Nadia is just way too fascinated with, where'd that skull go? I can't, is it in the belly button? So you're way too fascinated with the effects of Bogner's strike. But Bogner and Dalen, you guys actually hear sound coming from the interior of this cemetery. And it sounds like shovels and the occasional clank of armor or spear or something. And it sounds like maybe from the back right and the back left.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back, but you can go ahead and keep going because it'll be like 20 seconds. But I'll be on follow behind Bogner if for whatever reason they need to be.
How high are the walls here?
Pretty decent size for a cemetery, surprisingly enough. About 8-9 feet.
Okay. And this area here is like a break in the wall that's right next to us.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to release our tokens in? So there was nothing to be found on the actual zombie itself.
No, nothing to be found.
All right. So we've looked it over.
I'll let them know what I heard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of indicate. I'll go up and look. You guys, be ready for me to run back. So I'm gonna come up around the corner, and as quietly as possible try to see what we can see how far back we can see if there's anything that where's that sound coming from.
Okay. So you're trying to be stealthy about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, give me a stealth roll and then give me a perception roll. Okay. What you see is in this back right area, you can see like a smaller, not a mausoleum, but like a little, almost like a pagoda. But you're probably pretty sure on the inside there's, little alcoves for urns with ashes. You notice that there are two undead there.
Can we open the fog?
One is digging. Sure. I think we could probably do that since you're gonna figure out where everything's at here in a minute. I'll just kind of delete the mask.
Well, I didn't mean the whole thing. I was only saying what I could see, but that's fine.
Well, from where you are, because you're coming kind of up over the top, aren't you, a little bit?
Yeah, well, I was kind of coming in and looking around the wall. So, I'm looking first towards where that you're saying that pagoda is, and then changing my view over to see what else I can see in the cemetery. So, and they're facing away from us, or
Um, let's see. So the group that's over here, the one skeleton looks like he's just standing there. The zombie is the one that's actually digging a grave right now, and seems to be probably about 3-4 feet down, and you can see a number of graves that have already been kind of dug out. That's probably where some of these bodies have come from. The group over by the mausoleum seemed to be just kind of standing guard, maybe. This zombie back here seems to actually be kind of walking this back section of wall, kind of just back and forth, kind of like a mini patrol. None of them sees you.
All right, so I come back and I let the group know what I've seen. We know there's at least 5 undead, but I don't know that I can see into the pagoda. Definitely can't see into mausoleum. I know that I saw two zombies and 3 skeletons. And I point that out because the zombies seem a little bit harder to knock down for good. So, what do we want to do? We want to see if we can take these things out.
Yeah, I think we can.
All right.
All right, since you took a break, I'm going to have everybody re-roll their initiative just to keep it fresh. Well, I was really hoping that some people are going to get better, and it seemed like everybody got worse. Okay.
Well, bottom line is none of them have seen us yet.
Nope, nobody's seen you yet.
So, I mean, unless they're going to do something, the Evander's got the first choice, and his modus operandi is to, I'm not doing shit.
Yeah, typically, right? All right. So Evander will ask, what's the plan?
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell him I'm going to mount the wall. I'm going to be up on top of one of those posts. The one actually on the northeast corner there, or southeast corner. I'm going to get up there and I'm going to start shooting from there. And what the rest of the guys are going to do, I'm not sure. Tertius will go ahead and chime in that he's going to go ahead and he's going to stand kind of back in the tree line and try to produce his flames on the different critters as they come.
Okay. Evander kind of moves up behind this wall here, unless somebody else wants to take it. Dalen, Bogner, what do you guys want to do?
Well, do we want to go ahead and do that movement then, or are you?
Yeah, go ahead and place yourselves.
I'm going to move as close up to here as I can without being visible to the creatures. That's the part I'm not clear on.
Well, I'm going to move and I'm going to attack.
All right, so how about we move you there? That's as close as you can, and know that you're not visible by him unless you want to roll me a stealth check. And then we can see if you can get to like a cryptstone, headstone, like right here.
So how high are the walls on the
9 feet.
9 feet on the east side? And are there any breaks on the east side?
There's the break
From there,
right
to there. This is some rubble right here. It's probably 3-4 feet high. So as Dalen gives me
more is like you kind of come around the corner there. That's what I'm asking.
All right,
Like
so
on the far right side of the map, I mean, I can see the one big long stretch of wall, but I can't tell if there's like breaks in it or not.
yeah, there's a
break
break
there.
there. There's a break there. And a large break there.
I would almost suggest that we should try and work our way up around there and then come in from that direction so that we've got more distance between the ones on the west side. That way it gives us a chance to maybe take out two of them before we have to engage the rest of them.
Oh, I figured I was down here at this corner, was as far away as it was being. I wasn't thinking you guys were going to rush. I thought you were going to let these guys come to you. So my thought pattern is I get up here, I shoot a couple things. I get up here on this pillar. I shoot towards the zombie. They start coming back here, and we're all back down here in this little corner down here in this area. But I'm willing to do anything else.
Well, I mean, if you think we can draw the attention of those two that are kind of towards the east without pulling the rest of them, that's fine.
Well, I think it's a possibility. I mean, even if we don't, though, those two over that are on the other side are going to have to travel the full length of the map, and the skeleton patrol from the far north is going to have to travel the full length of the map.
And I might be able to lock one of them down, or can at least slow them down.
Okay.
I mean, he'll have to get within 2 rounds, like 60 feet away from me first, but that's 2 rounds normally.
All right. So we know what we're doing. So Evander already has put where he's going to go. Do you want to give me the turn, Jimmy?
Okay. Evander will have a held action.
Yeah, I'm going to move to the pillar, and I'm going to fire at that zombie.
All right. So you climb up. Nobody sees you. Tertius stays where he wants to be. Give me a stealth roll with Tertius real quick, since he's kind of, unless he's not being stealthy, he's just back in the bush.
He's back in the bush, but, I mean, if you want me to stealth roll, I can.
If he's trying to hide it all, then give me a stealth roll. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume he's easily visible.
No, he's not going to start anything until everybody else is out there.
Okay. I'll assume he's easily visible then. Okay, he's going to assume he's being stealthy.
All right, so I'm going to try to shoot zombie zombie digger.
All right. And you hit. All right. At which point he gets hit, turns and yells, screams out. However, zombies do that, gurgles, and
I'm just gonna hang out up on the pillar.
Okay. And sure enough, that's the skeleton next to him turns his head, and you can see the other group, they turn their head, And while they may not notice you immediately, they know that something's going on. Dalen.
All right. I'm going to throw a javelin, although I think I'm going to have to still move 5 feet to have thrown the javelin.
You're going to have to step out from behind the wall. So you are fully hidden right now, so you have to come around this corner.
So we're right there?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. And just still disadvantaged on this one, but this is more to get their attention than necessarily damage them also.
All right. 2 19s, wow. All right, you hit it. All right, and javelin comes down, pierces his thigh.
I was going to say it hit his big toe.
Okay, you gonna move back? Or you gonna stay there?
I'm going to stay there.
All right, Bogner.
I'm going to hold my action for the moment.
Okay, what are you holding your action to do? Hold a throwing axe for something in range, or what?
Well, I guess I don't know how much distance they can travel, so if they get close enough, then I would attack them.
The previous zombies seemed to be able to sprint at you for about 40 feet.
Although if he holds his action, it's going to be the next round, so wouldn't his held action be lost at that point?
I'd hope. Why not ready a throwing axe?
Well, it's possible this zombie digger can get to you in range if he sees you.
Okay, then hold your hammer.
Well, I guess what I'm wondering is, even if he comes after Dalen or Nadia, I mean, if he's closer to Dalen, would I be able to move that distance to be able to go ahead and attack him, my warhammer?
Yeah, not on a hold action. Because you only get the action, you don't get a held move. But you can move over there now. You can move over to like right there or so, or...
No, I'll just move over next to Dalen then.
Okay, we'll give you a little space there. Okay, and then your held action is a melee attack against something that closes distance.
Yeah.
All right. Tertius. His flame is what? What's the range of that?
I don't know.
30 feet.
He's just going to hold the action.
Okay. So he'll wait, see if something comes within 30 feet, then he'll unleash. All right. Skeleton Sentry. So he comes around and comes running through the different uprights here. He has a short bow out that he has ready. And let's see. 1, 2, Nadia. 3, 4, Dalen. 5, 6, Bogner. And he raises his short bow, and it's at Dalen. And he hits.
That was a good hit, good attack.
Good solid strike, actually. The zombie digger. And he does what zombies do best. And that's run straight at you guys. Bogner, your held action has been triggered. You can go ahead and target this zombie digger with your warhammer. Are you gonna attempt to shove its head through its ass again?
Of course.
It's like, it worked last time, why not? Alright, so is that 9? Alright. And it works this time too. Bringing its head straight down through its navel. And drops it. Crunch.
Good form. Good form.
Alright, Evander. He's going to step up here. And he's going to shoot a crossbow at the skeleton. And the coral just kind of goes off into the distance. And he'll step back. And in the distance, Nadia can see, and those of Bogner and Dalen, you guys can see that the skeleton patrol comes up. And let's see. Same split. All right. This one brings its short bow to bear, and it's shooting at you, Nadia. And he misses. The skeleton guard comes up. It's got a bow. And you guys can't quite see who he's targeting, but it flies between Dalen and Bogner. And the other zombie comes running up. Nadia, you're up. Having just ducked an arrow. I'm not hearing you for some reason.
I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay.
I was concentrating on
Targeting. Nice.
Yes, I'm targeting challenged for some reason.
All right, you've got the right target. Go for it.
So I'm actually going to run in
All
and
right.
hit that. All right. Hit that guy.
All right. Are you going to run down the wall, or are you going to drop down?
Drop down. Well, I'm going to just drop down and run to him.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check. That's just enough. Okay, you make it. You can close the distance, no problem.
So I'm going to hit him with a, start with a quarterstaff.
All right, about there is where you're going to be?
Yep.
Okay. All right, you bring your quarterstaff around, and you were expecting to damage it, but the skeleton like literally explodes when your staff gets brought through it.
All right, well, going to finish my turn. I've got 45 feet of movement, so I'm going to move back behind the wall on this side.
You can do that.
Oops.
Dalen, that was me.
I'm going to do the abjure enemy to the zombie. The zombie saves at disadvantage, so I'm not sure how I actually do the attack on this one.
Let's see. How would we do that? Okay, which zombie are you targeting? That guy?
Yeah.
All right, I think that will do it. I think that'll give him disadvantage on saves. So go ahead and lay your save on him.
So does the D1 matter? I know it's a DC or it's a DC 11, but we'll try it. We'll see what happens.
D1. What do you mean?
When the
Your
next
thing that you put under there. You said D save with a semicolon, then in the parentheses you have D:1.
And that only had one. My attempt, it only did one.
Yeah, hold on.
Roll.
That means I didn't write it correctly. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and do the save again. There, now we got the disadvantage. And it failed. All right, so you can apply the effect.
All right, so he can't move for a minute, so you might as well focus on the skeletons first.
Unless he's damaged. Okay.
Right, unless he's damaged.
Okay, so I will work and add an effect that we can drop for a disadvantage save, so you can apply that as part of your effect when you target undead.
Okay.
All right, and you still have movement and or bonus if you want to do any of that.
Yeah, I'll start moving towards the skeletons because they'll just keep firing their bows at us. Although I'm going to move this way so he can't attack this round.
All right, I'm going to move back just a little bit to give you like some moving around Wagner. Okay, you done?
Yes.
All right, Wagner. Once again, Wagner's 2 kills up on the rest of the group.
So are any of these headstones
I killed one.
tall enough for me to hide behind, or at least take cover while I'm moving?
So let's see. You are all of what? You are all of 4 feet 5 inches. So this that you're at right now, you can look over the top of it because it's just under 4 feet, or you could duck down behind it if you want. You could also sidestep here just to your left, and that's a full 8-foot wall, 9-foot wall, so that would hide you.
What about the one that looks like a cross, the headstone?
You could get partial cover, but you wouldn't be hidden.
And what about the one that's, I don't know, I can't really tell what the thing is. It's the larger object that's kind of just almost halfway between those two crosses, but slightly to the left of that path.
Okay, so to point to something on the map, left and right click your mouse at the same time and drag in a line towards what you want to point to. Okay.
So how tall is that?
That's a statue. Yeah, that's probably 7 to 9 feet. I mean, the bulk of it's probably 6 feet high, and then the head kind of rises up a little bit.
So if I move up there, I can basically like step behind it until they potentially start moving towards me, then, right?
You can move up there, and I'd give you some partial cover. Sure. They could still try to attack you, but it wouldn't be as easy. They'd have disadvantage. Now, if they melee, walk up to melee you, then I'm assuming you'd hold your action to melee them, right?
Yeah, I would. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do that or just. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and duck down behind the wall and let them close the distance and hold my action.
Okay, so you're gonna wait till you see a zombie get close, or a skeleton or something, but you're gonna be out of sight. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and advance your turn, and then Tertius. Tertius can't see anything where he's at.
No, but he saw some arrows come flying over and knows that that's not where he wants to go.
Yep.
So as long as there are no butterflies nearby.
He's going to move this direction.
All right. Dragonborn moves over there. All right, Evander. Let's see. He'll step up again. And he's going to target the nearest creature. What's that, 60 feet? And he hits. Good thing it's a zombie.
Not really, because the zombie was frozen.
Well, he did not know that. Let's see, would he be smart enough to recognize that? Let's see if we can retcon his action here. Yeah, he'd be smart enough. Okay, and he's seen it before. So that would miss. The next creature would be the skeleton. And
so do you need to remove the damage from the zombie?
I do. All right, there we go. Skeleton. Everybody is hiding. So he gets there.
Everybody is kung fu fighting.
And he's going to run to here. And along the way, he dropped his bow and brought out a short sword. But that's going to be his turn. He had a sprint to get there. He was targeting you before and kind of followed you from where you popped in and ran out. The other skeleton guard. Let's see if he saw where you went. Nope. And he runs in and he kind of pops in there and he triggers your held action, Wagner.
All right, well, I'm going to channel my inner Negan again.
All right. You hit. All right, and this guy also explodes into little fine dusty bits.
I think you removed the wrong one. You removed the one next to Nadia.
I did. Well, they're identical, so we'll just move them over here. That's what I get for naming them the same thing. All right, the zombie.
He can't move.
You're right. You guys are keeping me honest. I love it. All right, Nadia. Skeleton is reached the wall right where you came through.
Quarterstaff.
All right, whack. Bits and pieces fall off, but it's still standing with its sword arm. Very nice. Follow up with a foot, and that takes the rest of it to pieces.
I kicked it in what was the nards.
Wagner sticks its head down. You try to bring its bottom up to its head.
All right. Do I still have a move or no?
You do. You still have a move. Oh, let me move you here. Okay. All right, Dalen. And if you want to move, you grab that end point where your 20 is, and you can left click hold and drag from there if you want to continue your movement.
I'm going to do a double move, but stop here.
Okay. So you come here and turn. The other skeletons seem to have been dealt with. There's just the zombie that you've abjured.
Didn't it have my second move listed in there?
I didn't see it, no. Go ahead and drag it now. You got another 10 feet. So you got another 10 feet of movement with an action, or you could use your action to move again.
I'm going to use the action to move again, but is that out of his melee range?
Well, it doesn't matter.
It
He's
is.
frightened.
It is.
Yeah, but he's frightened. He can't move.
He can't move, so if I'm out of his melee range, I just want to get close enough that my next move, I'll be able to engage him.
You're right there. You can get right on him. So you can get 30 feet to move, and that would have basically brought you around the corner to here. And then another 30 feet gets you right there.
But that's close enough he can attack me back, isn't it?
It is. That's true. So you don't want to. You want to be just outside
Yeah.
of his range. Okay.
Yeah, I want to be outside of his range.
Let me read up here on Abjur, see what it does. Creature is frightened for 1 minute. Creature speed is 0. Can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Okay, so it can react if you're close enough. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right.
All right, so you get that far with a double move. Assume that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Wagner.
I'll move up here and then hold my action in case.
Okay. Go ahead and complete your turn. All right. So Tertius, I see you kind of adjusting. So, all right. So 30 feet and then stop there.
Yeah. I need to see what my distance is now.
If you target, it'll automatically show you. So
We
looks
said
like
30 feet was my flame, right?
that was your range. You're in 30 feet.
Close enough to
Well, play.
hit Dalen in the back of the head.
What was that?
I said you're close enough to hit Dalen in the back of the head.
Yeah, but so I'm going to play Tertius just like Eric would.
You're gonna
I'm
breathe
in
fire.
I'm going to attack. I'm going to breathe fire. I'm in range. I'm going to attack. I'm not noticing that there's anything wrong with the zombie.
I'm thinking it's a very good thing he wasn't a wizard. Fireball! What? No, no, no! All right. All right. And
I'm just saying that's exactly what Eric would have done, so I had to do it.
fair enough. Evander, he's not going to be left behind. Everybody else is being brave.
I thought you were going to move just the 5 feet.
That would be pretty funny.
Brave Sir Robin.
Yeah. And now he'll shoot at the zombie. Well, let's see. He wouldn't have seen, so no, he's gonna hold his action. To tell somebody else target till he sees somebody else actually damage it. He didn't actually see the damage occur. All right, the zombie, having been attacked, it will move up to Dalen. And
Yeah, I figured that after he attacked them.
try a slam.
Sorry,
attack.
Dalen. I had to play it the way Eric would have played it.
No, that's fine.
So he swings with his, taking a swipe, and he misses. Nadia, you're up. Actually, right before you do that, right before you do that. No, I said until he took damage. So no, you're up.
So I am moving behind him. I'm assuming he's facing, so I'm trying to, hit from behind.
Sure. And you do.
Getting really good at those ones. I'll do my one unarmed attack as well.
All right. You hear a thwack, when you hit like some wet bag of something, or if you ever smacked a water bed, that's kind of what it sounds like, Wow. All right. Dalen, the zombie turned and took a swipe at you. after your helpful druid awoke it from its stasis of being frightened. Oh, nice.
Is that your fancy sword?
Nope. I thought about using the fancy sword, but I'm glad I didn't.
All right, so you bring your regular sword up and over, and you basically cleave it from clavicle on one side down to its hip on the other, and it just kind of and does that slow motion movie slide. It just kind of slides off into two pieces at your feet, and it does not get back up.
Nadia looks at Dalen and asks when he's going to sell the fancy sword.
That's true. I should have seen how much I could get for it.
Or you can use, hang it up in your manor.
Oh yeah, that's an idea.
All right. So now that we're here, is there anything else running at us?
You stop. You take a look around. Again, you can see that there's a number of graves that have been dug out. You're not sure which ones actually held bodies or which ones were, too decomposed. You don't seem to see any. There's no what I consider loot or what you'd consider loot. This is a very old graveyard, but it's quiet, and you can see a kind of a path that heads north up into the hills a little bit. Seems like this might be just an outer cemetery for either a small community or
Well, they were digging over here, so
yep.
I want to investigate what they were digging on and see if there's anything we see there.
Okay. If you want to dig a little bit to see what they were trying to dig up, is that what you want to do? Or
No, I just
it's a grave.
It's a grave. Are we hearing any noises from it or anything like that?
No, I'm not even gonna make you guys roll. That would be anticlimactic.
Okay. So they were trying to dig something up, probably to get another body to do something to, but at this point they didn't get there, and so we're still good. And do we see anything in the pagoda?
No, pretty much what you expected. It's a disused urn mausoleum, if you will. There's a couple urns there, but I think only one isn't broken. And all the way over there, that's just a hollow mausoleum. The front door's been smashed and broken. The interior looked like it was just another number of cremated urn, ashes and whatnot. Almost all of them have been smashed on the floor. The one that wasn't smashed on the floor was smashed in its alcove.
Okay, so it's nothing of interest, basically.
Yeah, nothing to see here, kind of thing. You've already dealt with the main activity.
All right, so I guess we gather our horses up and continue heading north. Or do we seem to think that the cultists were still going that direction?
You can give me an investigation check, or survival, one of the two.
Oh, this is going to be a good point for me to drop out.
I didn't survive.
I was going to say this is a very good break. You guys assume so, because that's where the path leads, but you can't really tell of any tracks.
Everybody rolled crappy.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a great place to stop. We're coming up on midnight, and so we don't run you guys in too crazy, and then we can pick it up next time, whenever that is. Sound about right?
That's fine with me.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, perfect. Let's see. I
So
won't
Joe-
push out any more experience until we finish with this little the whole encounter, and then we can deal with it. Hopefully, Eric, when he comes in, we can get him leveled, and he can choose what he wants to choose.
So Jeff, it cracked me up. It's like sitting there thinking of what should I do with Tertius? Should I just like put him in there, or should I actually have him attack?
All right.
Like,
Well, this
yeah.
is the end of
Yeah,
chapter
Eric
8
would attack.
and Dead Beginnings.
Nah.
And
Makes sense.
for anybody out there watching, thanks. And hopefully you'll be able to come back and see what the party continues to do. Till next time.